Let's go to CBS 2's Jeremy Ross. He is live in River North. Jeremy, a much different scene tonight.
Absolutely, Jim. Here we are on State and Kinsey, and for most of the evening, this has really been a staging area, primary staging area for Chicago police officers. You can see in the background area what has become all too familiar over the past 48 hours. Dozens of officers in partial riot gear, riot helmets. Just on the other corner, you will see even dozens more. I do want to point out in the middle of the street there, where it is currently empty, there were several mounted police officers, police on horseback. They have since gotten out of here. Where they are headed to, possibly additional crowd control. That's typically what you would use a mounted patrol for. We want to bring you over here to this location behind us. You can see several boarded up stores, several boarded up businesses, restaurants in River North. We've become all too familiar with that scene here. That, of course, all occurring last night. Tonight, very different here, at least so far. And I want to bring in CBS 2's Tara Molina. Earlier today, both of us were at that protest that you were mentioning in Hyde Park. And Tara, how would you describe sort of the mood and how things changed throughout the day?
We talked about this in our coverage throughout the day, Jeremy. Majorly a peaceful protest. I mean, we walked with hundreds for about a mile and a half through Hyde Park. And it really wasn't until that end of the protest, as those hundreds of people started to disperse, shortly after learning that CTA trains were no longer going to be operating, buses weren't going to be operating post 6, that's when we started to see that clash, that tension start to build with the officers who wanted folks to disperse, to clear the road. That is what has kind of escalated, as we understand, into this evening. But here in River North, really, we've been here for a while now. It's been very quiet, like you said.
And then the concern is that there was a sea change. All of a sudden, what was peaceful turned potentially violent. Thank you very much.
But we should emphasize, yes, with a small majority, not a majority of the protesters who were in Hyde Park throughout the day.
And that is very important to point out. Mostly peaceful protest until the very end. Then all of a sudden, things started going a little sideways.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tara. I appreciate it. So that is the latest here. Once again, just taking a look at the staging area for Chicago police officers. They anticipate, or it's possible, that they are here for those protesters that are heading towards downtown to potentially watch over them, making sure that we don't see more looting scenes in this area like we saw last night. We will be here monitoring the situation going forward.
All
We're
right.
live in River North. Jeremy Ross, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Jeremy.